Hey guys, Alexis here with my August wrap up. So August was a surprising month. I had a pretty long TBR and I didn't stick to it. I think, I don't know, maybe two books that were on my TBR. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't want to do that. I want to move on. I just know that I had a lot of plans and I didn't get to them. So I only finished 8 books this month, which is a slow month for me. But I'm gonna have to blame, one, it was finals for my 2 courses that I'm in right now. And 2, my sister-in-law introduced me to a series that I was like, oh, it's really long. The books are long and they're good. And so I was surprised. Some of the books I was excited for this month, I didn't like as much. And then there were a lot of surprises where I was like, wow, this is really good quality reading. So I'm okay with it. I will read more next month, hopefully. I need to get to my 100 books read this year, and I have 60 left with 4 months. So anyway, the first book I am going to go over, I don't have a copy of, I read it on Kindle, is called Emma's Rose, a Zombie Tale, Book 1, The Cave. And this is by Eric A. Shellman. I pulled up my Goodreads. Let's see if we can get a good image of this. There we go. Focus, camera. So anyway, it was a quick little book. It's a little zombie book. It's good. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars because it was good, but it wasn't anything like new or special. But I would keep reading it. It's an enjoyable zombie tale. It's pretty predictable as far as what's, the first book is just the onset of the virus. I actually appreciate that they kind of give that origin story, and that's what the book is. And so you're discovering along with the people in the book what's happening. They don't just place you in this post-apocalyptic world. You actually get to see it happen. But it's, it's not like, there weren't a lot of surprises. And the group that they form, I'm like, about the people. I'm not really super attached to them. So I kind of like it because I just kind of read from the sidelines and I'm like, oh, if something happens to you, I'm not going to cry. So that's kind of horrible. But anyway, I would read the next book, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the next book to come out. So the next book was a huge surprise. So I expected to like it. I was really nervous I wouldn't because I put so much pressure on it because I kept seeing it come up on people's TBRs and on reviews, and everyone's like, it's amazing. It's such a great book. So I ran out to the store and actually bought it full price, which is not something I should be doing right now as a college student. But I was like, I'm going to do this. So I ran out and bought Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. And I got the paperback version it was the newest one. And I love it. It's beautiful. The cover's soft and supple. And I gave it 5 stars because I started reading it. It took me a couple chapters before I was like, okay, because I was being super analytical. I was like, okay, so everyone loves this book. Let me, I was just like picking apart things. And then I finally was like, okay, relaxed into it and started really kind of, okay, what's happening next? And then, so that was probably earlier in the week. Then I went on a little mini vacation, and so I couldn't read. I think I read 2 chapters while I was there. We got back, I was relaxing on a Sunday, and then I ended up staying up late on Sunday, we stayed up late on Saturday trying to finish it. Couldn't, because I do need my sleep. I'm not 20. And then I woke up Sunday morning and it felt like Christmas morning for me. I don't know why. I just was like, I'm just going to stay and I'm going to finish this book. I'm going to read it. I had a lot of homework to do. like the week before finals, and I was like, I have to put that aside because I am not going to concentrate on anything until I get this book read. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved the story. I love the main couple in there, and I don't want to give anything away, but oh my gosh, it was the best. So 5 stars for that one. All right, from the 5-star, let's get to the next one. My buddy read for the month, one of them. The other one I didn't finish, and neither did she, so it's okay. But anyway, the next book was a surprise in the other direction. So it is Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. I gave this book a 1 star. I hated reading this book. At the end, I just wanted to put it down. I did not give a crap about any of the characters in it, and that's why I didn't like it. I mean, the writing was just really fast-paced, and like the things the characters did just didn't make sense to me. Like, she'd be like, the author would describe a situation, and the reaction of one of the characters would be like so extreme in one direction, and then in the next second the reaction would go swing back the opposite way. It was like everyone was just like all over the place emotionally and reacting weird, and I'm just like, what is happening? I didn't get it, and I didn't feel anything for the characters. Literally, I'm just like trying to speed read through the end, and I'm like, I really don't care what happens. I will say, the way it ended, there was a tiny little bit of a twist that I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I kind of like that. But so much crap to get through it. So 1 star, because I don't want to touch that book ever again. And I'm not sure how I feel about the author. I probably won't read any more of her stuff because, oh my gosh, that writing was crazy. Okay, the next book was one I just kind of picked up on on a whim. It looked like a fun summer book, and it was great. I loved sitting out in my backyard and putting my feet in the water. I have like a little blow-up pool, and just relaxing and reading this book. Now, the book itself is a thriller. It is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. And oh my gosh, I love that book. It was good. It was a perfect little thriller. It was the best beach read I could think of for this summer. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. I mean, it kept me guessing the whole time. The whole time I'm like, what? I'm like, who did it? Who's guilty? Like, everyone looks guilty on this little yacht. Everyone. So anyway, I'm trying to just give my reviews and not go over the synopsises, because I tend to go over the synopsises in the TBRs. Unfortunately, a lot of these weren't on my TBR, so I'll link all of the Goodreads descriptions and stuff down in the bottom of this video, so that if you want to check it out, you can. But for now, you just have to take my reviews at their word. And the next book is the first in the series that my sister-in-law recommended to me. And she told me about it, and then she was like, have you read them yet? Have you started yet? Have you? Huh? And so I finally was like, okay, I will start it. I got it on Audible and saw that it was 26 hours, which is pretty long. Most of the books I tend to read on there don't go over like 12 hours. So it was a lot, but I loved it. And now there are 3 more books that I'm going to have to read, and they're all really long. So you'll hear about those in the next video I post, which is my September TBR, because of course all 3 made it on there, and let's see if I can finish that. That's like a full month of reading work, because the 4th book is 60 hours long. But anyway, so I loved it so much that I had to buy a print version, and I bought the 1st and the 3rd of this series on Amazon, and then the 2nd book, which of course is the one I'm on now, on Thrift Books, and so I'm waiting for that one to come. The 1st and the 3rd made it here already. I'm really hoping the 2nd one makes it soon. So, after all that, the book is Superpowers by Drew Hayes, and it's year 1, obviously, You can see it's a hefty book. It's really big. But I really enjoyed it. I gave it 5 stars. So another surprise 5-star. I mean, that's pretty good to have 2 5 stars, and I'm not done with my list yet. So, but I was really pleasantly surprised about this, and I am really excited. I've already started the second one on Audible, but again, like I said, I bought them print too because I feel like I'm going to reread these. Like, it's just one of those things where you kind of slip into the world and you're like, yes. And this author, I absolutely adore. I am so glad to have been introduced to him. Drew Hayes is amazing. He has a blog that is just hilarious. And so I actually looked up a lot of his other books, and they're going to be featuring on my September TBR. I got a bunch on Kindle. He does a lot of his writing, like, it's all independent, and I don't understand. I'm like, he's a great author. I feel like he could be mass marketing this, but kind of appreciate that he doesn't too. So this brings me to the last 3 books, all of which I listened to on Libby, which is my library app, and you can listen to books on there. So that's the first 3 books in the Magisterium series by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. And I apologize, I'm going to pull up the first one. The first one is The Iron Trial. And again, this is book 1 from Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. And I wish you could see it better. I'm sorry. You can see my outside. There we go. A little bit better. So the first book I only gave 4 stars. Wasn't sure how I felt exactly. Like, I knew I liked it. It's a nice little middle grade, just fun story. But a lot of it is twisted. Like, usually you're following the hero of the story, and it's kind of like this is not the hero, but the hero's best friend, and it's very interesting, I have to say. And so that one got 4 stars. And then I moved on to the Copper Gauntlet, and this is book 2 in the Magisterium series. I'm sorry, it's so blurry. The lighting is so bad. This is why I need print books. But I will probably actually buy this series once I've read it all, just because it's one that I want to have. And I think that it's one that has probably okay rereading capabilities. But if not, it's one I feel like I want to recommend to people and actually be able to show them. And like, even I'm going to see if I can get my son to read it because I think that he should. Anyway, so Copper Gauntlet got 5 stars because it really just kicked up a notch. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, so this is a series I like. I think overall, so far, the series is going to get 4 stars from me. But I guess we'll see. I have 2 more books in this series, and I think it ends. I think that's the final book. So the third one is The Bronze Key. Whoa, Bronze Key. And that one got 4 stars again. The second one, I don't know what it just really got me. Kind of reminds me of, like, a lot of people, my husband included, really enjoyed the second book in Harry Potter. Actually, my husband never read them. Let me just say that. He's talking about the movies, but still. A lot of people I've heard love the second book, The Chamber of Secrets. So this kind of reminds me of that situation where the Copper Gauntlet is that, where like things just really pick up and you're like, oh, so this is what it's going to be like. But then I still enjoyed the book. I can't wait to finish this series. And that's definitely going to feature on my TBR list for September. But, just so far, the Copper Gauntlet really was like the golden, yes, this is perfect. So that is my list. I only did 8, and I feel like I'm going to need to catch up, which I should be able to this month because I do not have as much planned, and it's not finals for school, so should be okay there. All right, until next time, I will be posting my September TBR soon, and possibly even with this video, probably. I hope everyone had a wonderful August reading, and I can't wait for next month, or this month now. Bye, guys.